2, 1. What is up everyone, my name is Captain Giorgio and today we'll be talking about the elements of design. Today we'll be starting with lines. Alright, so let's get to it. So as I was making this video, I decided to change the focus into learning the elements of design first, so then that way you can see how it correlates to the principles of design. You'll see how they both go together. In short, by learning the elements first, you'll see how they're used to build up a principle. So for that reason is why I wanted to shift focus into the elements of design. So in order to build good composition in your photograph, you need to have a conscious understanding of design. And the building blocks of designs are elements. Elements which include a line. So what is a line? A line is a mark between 2 points, right? They can come in different shapes and forms like curved, slanted, thick, thin, dashed, dotted. Lines can be used to guide you through a photograph. We'll talk about that later. But they can also be used as a conscious placement in a photograph. Let me show you what I mean by that. We grew up with lines if you think about it. When you look at nature photography, you see how some photographers use the lines in their image to create a very dynamic composition. Lines are already present in nature. So how are some ways you can use lines in your image? Here, let me show you some examples. Remember, as you plan out your composition or as you're in the moment shooting around, you need to have a subconscious awareness of how you're going to incorporate lines for your artistic expression. So let's take the time now in showing you how are some ways you can use lines in your photographs. Let's take a look at this photo. As you can see, the photographer took a picture of this transmission tower, but did you notice how they used the complexions of lines to create something unique for our eyes? It's great for information and it creates something that's visually appealing. So as a result, it created an image that was very appealing to look at. It's kind of like a way to admire the structure of the tower. It's a pretty good shot. Now, lines can also be used as a way to divide your picture. So let's take a look at this example here. Notice how they use the lines to divide the image, to create symmetry. By dividing up the picture, you can place different kinds of information to other places in your photograph to tell that story. And by using this line, it really narrows your vision over to the subject, which is the person that's walking in the middle. So in that way, they use lines effectively by creating that division, that symmetry. The thing with lines too is that they don't have to exist in your image. Here's what I mean. Let's look at this picture. Notice how they use lines to structure their shot. Sometimes you don't need like a literal presence of a line, but you can use other elements like space to create a line that we see in our head. The line which is being represented by that mountain of sand there. So here's the line that I'm looking at when I see this picture. Do you see how they were able to use that so that they can structure out their composition? I have another example in how someone else structured their image so that they can apply more information into their photograph. So let's take a look at this image. Notice how the photographer structured their picture, and by using lines they were able to create like a hierarchy and a structure to add more information to their composition. So in this case they added more buildings. And notice that by having that conscious awareness, you're able to organize your picture in a way to add in more information, more detail, more subjects into your scene. Because you see, we're not looking at buildings at this point. We're looking at the way the image was organized. In this case, through the use of lines. You see that it kind of guides us through the image. And that's my next point, because lines can also be used as a way to guide you through your shot. So here's some pictures that I found that explain what I mean. Notice how they use lines to guide you through their photographs, like if the photographer intentionally did this to drive you to their focus point. So for example, in this photo, because I am a Westerner, I tend to read from left to right. Left to right. It makes sense that my eyes first read this from this image from the left, and because the lines guided me through the composition, it led me through the subject's face, which in itself tells a story of its own. But I just want you to notice how they were able to use lines to guide me there. So that's another way you can use lines into your image to start guiding people over to your photograph, and as a result it creates like this flow of the image. But we can talk more about that in a separate video. But let's take a look at another photograph here. So in this example, take note how they use lines to guide you through their photo. They use intersecting lines to narrow the attention to the couple. So in that way, it really puts an emphasis on the people who are in the middle of the shot. If you agree with what I'm saying, just please let me know down in the comments. Or like if you're starting to know what is it that I'm trying to say, please let me know down in the comments, so then that way I know that I'm explaining this thoroughly enough so that you can start seeing what is it that I'm seeing. It's crazy to think that like how lines have really helped humanity a lot in terms of design, and everything we pretty much own physically, it's like it all started with that concept. It all started with a line. So it's very interesting to look at how it's being used in artistic ways. So the next time you find yourself taking pictures or looking at photographs, see how other people have used the element of lines in their composition, and see if there's some way you can apply lines into your photographs. What? You want more shots? No worries, because I have a darkroom filled of images for you to see how other examples of how people have used lines in their photography. So don't worry, I got more examples here to come. And if you like what you see, consider following them on their Instagram. That's why I left their usernames attached to it. Alright, here we go again. Let's dive into it. Welcome back. So what do you think? These photographers used the lines effectively? Let me know down in the comments. Remember, my goal is to show you examples so that way you can start visually noticing the complexities of art and how these complexions create an emotional impact on us. So I hope this helps. All in all, thank you so much for the privilege of your time. I hope to see you on the next one, where we will be talking about using shapes as a visual element. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, it would mean so much to me if you can hit that like, you can comment if you like any of the photographs that I showed you, and if you can subscribe to this channel, because again, very small YouTuber here, I only have 30 subscribers, and I would really appreciate the follow. Alright, well, more content coming up soon. Stay safe shooting as well, going outside, and I hope to see you in the next one. Alright, remember to continue being creative, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.